Did you know we're doing a giveaway on this channel? That's right, we're giving away a cinematic titles pack with over 350 assets. Easyedit.pro has provided me with something to give back to my community. So I've already done an announcement in a previous video, which I need you to go to that video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you comment what you were told to in that video. Go ahead and click the link there or in the description to get to that video to leave your comment. So now let's go ahead and take a look over this pack really quickly, and then I'll get more into the details of when we're going to do the giveaway, as I'd like to do it during a live stream. All right, let's hop on in there and check this out. All right, so one of the first things that we've got to do is we're going to install the fonts. Okay, so as you can see here in the folder that you've downloaded from there, you will have the fonts, and in here you can see them all. And as you can see in this folder here, there are 83 fonts that they use specifically just for these titles. So let's make sure we install them. I'm going to show you how to install on a Mac really quickly. It's pretty simple. If you go into your Launchpad and then you come up here and start typing font, you'll have font book will pop up, and you can take that and select everything. You can grab it and drag it in there and drop it. Then you have all the fonts installed, very simply. You'll have to figure out how to do it on Windows because I don't have Windows. Once you have all the fonts are installed, the next thing we're going to do is install the titles. And what we're going to do is come to the project files, number 3 folder. And in that one for DaVinci Resolve, we're going to have this DRFX file. And I'm just going to double click that. And as you can see, this says overwrite because I already have it installed. I'm not going to go through the process. You just go ahead and install that. I'm going to press cancel and then restart DaVinci Resolve and make sure everything is working correctly. Now let's open this back up and take a look here. Underneath of that DRFX file in project files folder number 3, you can see overlays. And in the overlays, we have these animated markers. So let me just drag this over here. I'm just going to press the space bar and we can preview a couple of these real quick. So you see that arrow. All right, so some really simple animated markers, which we can use, different style ellipses, a whole bunch of lines, rectangles, square, star, triangle, so whatever you like to use. Just go ahead and I can drag one and drop it. So if you want to bring this onto the timeline, you're going to drag it, drop it, and use it over something like that. So you'll have to just take out that alpha channel if you want to make that clear there. All right, so let me delete that one. Let's get back into there again and take a look at what else we have. As you see, we have the overlays. All right, so to start on overlays, they have the animated textures. And these animated textures, let's do a quick preview. All right, you see there's so many different types of textures that we can choose from here. I'm going to choose a paper one, and I'm going to pull that and just drag it and drop it over the footage that you would want. So maybe you want to put your own text or something in front of this. Let's go ahead and press that. And so what's nice about this is that all of them have their own sound effects. As you can see, that comes with its own audio. Let's just take that one off. Let's check another one. We'll grab the first texture. I'm going to drag that in there, and I'm going to put it there, and let's play that. So something like this, you could loop it around and go ahead, put your own text in there and make some animations in front of it or something. Would be really nice. Okay, so let's get back in there, see our next. We have the light leaks. These are pretty awesome. So go ahead and just drag and drop. Let's just grab a couple of them. We'll do random. I have no idea what they're going to look like by picking them random. So that's like a light leak from a real playing. All right, so we actually have 3 separate ones, and we can kind of combine them together, right? So let's try that and see what that looks like. So yeah, you see you can make a combination with them. How it is with all 3 sound effects. I think it's a bit too much, but whatever. All right, so let's delete them. All right, let's just preview these. All right, so we have more overlays that we can use for light leaks. And more sound effects. Film burns, so these are going to be a little more intense. All right, so we'll take a real quick look at these film burns. There's one. All right, so that's what they look like. Then we have liquid burns as well. Let's take a quick look at them. So we have liquid burns, then there's VHS overlays, which are pretty awesome. If you want to put something in, say, like a little TV or something and give your little effect that way, this is pretty cool. All right, then there's the CRT overlays, which are awesome too. So let's check that out. So you see there's a bunch of them and analog leaks. So as you can see, there's a lot of options that you can use just for making transitions and things like that, that are also there. Now we have actual transition setups here, which they have, say, light leak. VHS, CRT, they all pretty much have the same things. You just use them as a transition. Now, if you get stuck at any point and you need to learn how to use these things, up here on the folder 1 does have a tutorial. You can just go ahead and click that and open. And they have their own tutorial teaching you exactly how to use this. So let's actually take a look at the titles themselves. All right, so in order to get to the titles, what you want to do is open up your effects panel on the top left here. You're going to come down, not under Toolbox, Video Transitions, but all the way down here to Titles. And you can come down here where it says Cinematic Title. Okay, so go ahead and click that, and you're going to get your cinematic titles that they have. You can scroll over them and preview them. I've used this one in a video already. Here, let me go ahead and just drag that there. And so these are your regular titles that they have available. And as you can see, they have some nice backgrounds and stuff on them. So here we have the basic titles, which are made up of pretty much a one color backdrop. And then we have a very simple animation with the text. So let's just go ahead and grab one and drop it on there so we can look at that later. And as you can see, there's a whole lot in there, a whole bunch of them. So next is the full screen titles, and some of these I liked and I used this. I really like this one. It's got that paper background. This is pretty cool. So I'm just going to throw a few of them on there to look. Underneath are textured end titles, which are very cool. I like their end titles a lot. The basic end titles, they have that one color background and just a simple animation when it comes to your text. So now these don't have to just be used for a film. I actually use them for my regular YouTube videos as well, but as they are customizable. So let's go ahead and take a look at the customization on them. Let's take a look at this first one here. And as you can see, I mean, certainly you wouldn't want all of this text if you were just doing it for a YouTube video or something. So, I mean, you could just go ahead and delete out the unwanted stuff. We don't want any of that. What we want to find is where it says good enough. So right here, we have good enough. And now you can change this to something like, say, like and subscribe. Then we can also go ahead and you can click your settings, you can do all that. However, what's also good with this is we can go into the Fusion tab, which we can click here. Go into the Fusion tab. Let me just put this on the 1, and then let's check our inspector. So once we click here, now we have all of the same options that we had on the edit page, except we can do a little more. We can come up here to modifiers. And as you can see, the way this one works, as you can see that each individual letter was doing something different because they did something with the modifiers. And so we can go in there and change anything around we wanted to. So as we see, there's a delay between each character. Maybe we want to increase that delay. See what that looks like. That's a little bit too slow, so obviously it didn't work out. So try again. And that's just a little bit too much, so bring it down once more and try again. Which is pretty cool. We can do completely random. Alright, that's really cool there. I'm going to go back to the edit page real quick and let's take a look at our next one. Let's check the next one. This is one of my favorites here. I really like this paper in the background, so let's go ahead and play that. And then it has that just get scribbled on like that. So now if you wanted to, you could use some of those sound effects that we had from the other one. So remember, we had this with some sound effect, and what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and delete off the video. I'm just gonna copy that just to keep it going. Obviously that can use some improvement, but you get the drift and you can make your modifications as necessary. And let's take a look at this one. This one's really cool too. check this out. So that's basically the same thing. Looks like they used a modifier in the Fusion page. So let's go ahead and click that little tab, check our node, and go to modifiers and make this change. It's at 1.2. Let's slow it down and see how it is slower. You see, it's not quite as good when it's slower. It was at 1.2. Let's move it up to 1.6. All right, so we have random 1 by 1. Let's completely random. Try that. Really pretty awesome. There's some sound effects on there, and that's definitely a good attention grabber. All right, so that's the overview of this cinematic titles pack. Remember, please check that video out up there. I'm also going to leave it at the end. You must go to that video and leave the comment, happy birthday, as well as like and subscribe to the channel. We're gonna do the giveaway during a live stream. You don't have to be present, but I'll do it during a live stream where we can take a look at this pack, we can ask some questions and just see how things go with it. Plus, we can do some other stuff with DaVinci Resolve. So my plan is this Sunday on August 18th, probably around 7 p.m. Eastern time. I definitely recommend you pay attention to the community tab because I will post the updates there of the exact time when we're going to do this live stream. So I look forward to seeing you there.